So I had to include this in this series, Gang Stalking Perp in her 20s debriefing louder version.
Did you say anything about what?
About me needing to be in the psych ward or anything like that.
Yes, he did.
Did he try to get you to help him get me to the psych ward?
Because he will basically.
So he asked you to help piss me off so that I go to the psych ward?
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to talk about how ISIS proves that it is ridiculous to assume that there isn't a global conspiracy based on what they were able to do versus what the richest people in the world, who on record are in groups such as the Business Roundtable, the Council on Foreign Relations, etc. And I'm going to count to you $2,200. It would be ridiculous for me to take any more money out of the bank than this, when you've just heard a clip that shows you that there are people plotting on me, and some of these people obviously know where I live, and there is a collusion with law enforcement, gang members, thieves, and many other groups, the military, intelligence agencies, and so on. So this is $1,700. I'm going to take the rubber band off and count it again, so you don't think I'm trying to trick you. $500, okay? 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 80, 2, 20, 40, 60, 80, 3, 20, 40, 60, 80, 4, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500. This is $1,700, okay? So I'm just going to continue from the 500. 520, 540, 560, 580, 6, 620, 640, 660, 680, 7, 720, 740, 760, 780, 8, 820, 840, 860, 880, 9, 920, 940, 960, 980, 1,000, 1,020, 1,040, 1,060, 1,080, 1,100, 1,120, 1,140, 1,160, 1,180, 1,200, 1,220, 1,240, 1,260, 1,280, 13, 1,320, 1,340, 1,360, 1,380, 14, 1,420, 1,440, 1,460, 1,480, 15, 1,520, 1,540, 1,560, 1,580, 1,600, 1,620, 1,640, 1,660, 1,680, 1,700, 1,720, 1,740, 1,760, 1,780, 1,800, 1,820, 1,840, 1,860, 1,880, 1,900, 1,920, 1,940, 1,960, 1,980, $2,000. Okay, 2020, 2040, 2060, 2080, 2,100, and then this is the last 520s, $2,200. Okay, I'm good for it. Now let's explore the other ideas. Okay, first of all, do you really think someone like me who's capable of doing things on a moment's notice, that I'm not going to count this money again just to redo this move, you know? So here we go. Okay. You know, it's bluffing. $3,000 on the line. I've just counted you $2,200. Okay, I'm good for $3,000 fucking dollars. You know, this phone and this computer together, you know, even if you don't believe I have the money in the bank, together they're the other $800. Okay, iPhone 6, fucking computer. And you've seen a lot of swords and statues and so on and so forth, so you know I'm good for the money no matter how you slice it. I don't need to go to the bank and take out another $800. All right, so when you look at the coherent whole that is talked about in the media going against ISIS, the coalition. Now, ISIS is a caliphate that started from special forces. Okay, special forces. Iraq special forces, Saddam special forces, okay? Al-Baghdadi, who claims to be descending from Muhammad. So there's religious overtones just like with secret societies. And this group that didn't have very much funding until they started taking things over, oil refineries, extortion, kidnapping, selling artifacts, sex slaves, and so on, was able to attract 30,000 plus fighters from over 100 countries in the world. Is that not a massive conspiracy? But yet you think that the richest people on the planet, who on record are in the same business groups, wouldn't dream of conspiring, wouldn't dream of making sure that their assets and their investments are secure. that's what you think, you're a fucking idiot. I'm sorry, but you're dumb. Okay? With that being said, these people have succeeded in eroding my trust in society and my family. Keep in mind, the New World Order cries about lone wolf attacks. That's their number one worry. And these are the same people who preach nonviolent protest, you know, who prop up controlled opposition. And, you know, if they're going to talk about violence, it's in a way that breaks down a movement. That's why you should start movements, and you should act on your own when you take a military activity on. You know, say surgical strikes or whatever. Act on your own. Don't tell anyone. You can't trust anyone. The Black Panthers failed because there was a bunch of informants, gang stalkers, feds, MK Ultra, COINTELPRO bitches in the ranks. That's why they failed. Because individuals didn't take action, so once the group failed, they had all invested in the group. It's about the individual. It's about the individual knowing what they must do and who their enemies are and striking them. It's about infiltrating them better than they can infiltrate you. Infiltrating their secret societies, their institutions, getting close to them, exposing them, and acting on your own when it's time to strike. Don't trust any feds. Don't trust anyone. Don't tell anyone. If you have to, steal guns from your fucking girlfriend, from your family, steal from the fucking police, do home invasions if you have to. Don't trust anyone. Don't leave a sign. Okay? And if you're going to buy guns off the street, make sure they work, bury them, and when it's time to act, go dig them up, go act in the same day. Bing, bang, boom. Always have backup weapons. This is important. Now, with that being said, that's pretty much all I wanted to say on that. This last video before this, where I played the interview of the, you know, it's a long, it should be about 25 minutes or so when I finally upload it. I talk about Buddhism and mental health, and I play the interview with this female. And she has the honor to admit that I am right about women and materialism. Now keep in mind that this proves to the insightful mind what the insightful mind should know already, really, but you know, it verifies that women may be smart on textbooks, but there's a difference between being educated, knowledgeable, and being wise. Those are three different things. Okay? And then there's different kinds of education, but we won't get into that. See, are women wise, which is the highest form of intelligence? Probably not. If we go by their actions, then definitely not. Being materialistic is not wise. Being a groupthink, hive-minded whore is not wise. So what does this show you? You know? Well, you know, when you look at, you know, who are the intelligent women, they tend to be the ones who admit, because it's wise to admit this so you can address the root cause of the problems. You know, start identifying what the problems are and being realistic about what they are, and then trace them back to the root cause. You know, the wisest of women admit that yes, women are materialistic whores, and this is a problem because it propagates, it continues the processes of eugenics, of hypergamy, which make a world full of lowly scum, you know. So keep that in mind. Yes, that interview shows you that I'm not just saying this because I'm bitter. There are even women who see it my way. You know? Women have betrayed me, and the person I've been talking to, one of the people, you know, a person I've been talking to since February, one of the people I've been talking to the most says there's nothing wrong with me, and says, yes, there's something wrong with women. Do you see how that works? You see how society is blaming the victim for their inability to act with wisdom. Isn't that horrible? It's the same thing with mental health. The mainstream social norms and the cowards who uphold them. Think about that. I am the top martial artist in America. I don't just talk shit and try to look cool and make some fake videos. And I put my money where my mouth is. Okay? $3,000. On this computer, including the computer, is $3,000 worth of things, $800 plus worth of equipment, and $3,000 in cash. And I have thousands and thousands in the bank. It's just what I pulled out. Any more than this is insane. And pulling out this much money is insane. They could rob me for it tomorrow. You know? I don't know, what you want me to tell you. I don't know what you want me to do before you get it through your heads. This is not a bluff. This is not a game. I am actually the top martial artist in this country. I could kill any martial artist you think of in street combat. I could murder them, break their fucking neck, bash their head through a window, stab them in the throat with my fucking keys, and while they're gasping for air, pulverize them, beat them, blunt force trauma till they are dead. Traumatic brain injury. Okay? I could kill them. Now, you might value rolling on the ground and tapping people. I could kill them. You might value putting on a good show. I could kill them. You might value acrobatics, form, flexibility. I could kill them. You might value wrestling and fucking, I don't know. I could kill them. Okay? I'm a combat artist. I am a martial artist. Combat arts and traditions. I could kill any of them, and probably 2 or 3 at a time. So don't you sit there like this is some game, like I am kidding around. Does $3,000 from a guy who lives with his parents sound like someone who's kidding around? Does accepting the only person to show up, without hesitation sound like I'm kidding around? I want you to read Revelation 6:15, and I want you to tell me why I told you that verse, especially if you haven't seen the other video where I made on it. Revelation 6:15, look it up. Thank you. So I had to include this in this series, Gangstalk and Perp in her 20s debriefing louder version.
Did you say anything about what?
About me needing to be in the psych ward or anything like that.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to talk about how ISIS proves that it is ridiculous to assume that there isn't a global conspiracy based on me to take any more money out of the bank than this, when you've just heard a clip that shows you that there are people plotting on me, and some of these people obviously know where I live, and there is a collusion with law enforcement, gang members, the...
Did he try to get you to help him get me to the psych ward?
Basically.
So he asked you to help piss me off so that I go to the psych ward?
What they were able to do versus what the richest people in the world, who on record are in groups such as the Business Roundtable, the Council on Foreign Relations, etc. And I'm gonna count to you $2,200. It would be ridiculous for